folks, it's the next day. We went down to the Homestead yesterday, took a load of pipe down there we're going to use for fencing. And today I've got a whole nother project. We got 2 days until Anna's wedding, and we got something like 60 chairs that we got to take to the venue. So I've got to get some sideboards on my trailer. So that's my mission today. It looks like it's going to be a hot day. Lincoln never sits still long. So I am here at Lowe's. Went to Home Depot first. I'm hoping I can get a 4-foot board out of each end on that. 16-foot long material. And this is what they got. They're totally out of lumber. I did get the last 2 8-footers, and they're fairly straight, thank God. But all this material here, I got it half price. It was still expensive because I had to buy it all, but I didn't know what I was going to need, so kind of crazy. Since I only got an 8-foot trailer, I'm going to take and break out the measuring tape and the chainsaw and cut these in 2. So yeah, it's going to be fun. Okay folks, what I've got to do, I've got to put a set of racks on here. They don't have to be too tall. This is going to be my standards. I'm going to cut these into standards, and they go in these standard loops. Pick these up. Me and Anna actually got those out of a dumpster. Pretty cool, huh? They were throwing them away. Went over and got them. Actually have another one right over there. They make really good sawhorses. Really adjustable. So nice. So nice. But I've got to turn this into a set of racks. As you guys seen yesterday, I went to Lowe's. They didn't have anything. All this stuff is super crooked. I mean, it was worse than that. Some of it's broke. I bought everything they had and had to cut it in 2 with the chainsaw to load it because it was all 16-foot goods. But I'm going to take it, I'm going to turn it into a set of racks that will come on and off the bed, and then I've got to put some bolts back in the bed where it's coming off at. Another one right there. I'm going to get started. Okay, so one of the first things I got to do is I've got to figure out, I got to figure out how tall my standards are going to be, so I can cut all them and then bolt them to the frame. That's going to give me some stability, give me a good place to work off of. So I got this cheap little saw from Harbor Freight. I basically got it to do this job. If it lasts longer than this job, then that'll be awesome, but for the most part I got it just to do this little job. 30 bucks from Harbor Freight. So we'll see how long it lasts. I'm always losing my pencil. Oh, there it is. So we're doing 15 3/4 on all of these. I almost bought a chop saw yesterday, but I'm not particularly fond of sidewinder saws. We call them sidewinders because it's hard to get a straight line with them. But you can use your square as a guide. Throw your square up there and get straight cut every time. So I gotta have 8 of these. I'm gonna get after it. got all my standards in, and I had to cut a little notch in these to get them to fit. Those standard holes, brackets, whatever you want to call them, were not quite 3.5 inches, so my lumber was just a little bit over, so between the two of them. So now what I've got to do, I've got to get some bolts and bolt these to the frame all the way around. Got to get in my bucket of bolts, find those, drill them, and then I can start putting the boards in. I already cut them yesterday to 8. I may have to trim them up just a little bit because we're 8x4, and then I can take and clamp those in place with some clamps, drill some holes, bolt them. That's about what's going to be. It's going to be too tall with about 1 inch in between them, with 1 inch gap, just big enough where we can reach over, put stuff in the trailer, but yet we can strap stuff down. We don't have to worry about sliding off. One of our biggest problems with this board is it's slick and stuff just slides off. So I'm gonna take and get some bolts, get some holes drilled, and then we'll take and get some boards up. So I found my bolts I needed. I just got to take and drill some holes now. Whew. Getting hot out here. I gotta repeat this all the way around. Alright, I got my big floppy hat on. It got kind of distorted in the tent. But this hat here, about 15 degrees cooler under it. It's got a lot more shade. Had to go get George from work. So one of the things I got to do, I got to make sure is that these are square with everything when I take and I clamp this down. Alright, gotta love these clamps, they're awesome. So now I'm going to pop a couple holes in this one, and I always like to take and go catty corner to one another. When you're framing, when you're building, opposing forces hold better. I'll put one in the top left hand corner and one in the bottom right hand corner. I'll do the opposite over here. I'll switch them so that it doesn't get that rocking motion. It is super hot today. The cameras are getting hot, so I don't know how much footage I'm going to get of this whole process. I got one of my hats over my GoPro. This is my phone right here. But man, it's hot. Whew. The thing keeps overheating. That's got the first one on there. I'm afraid it's going to be a little bit wide. I think when we bolt these two together, I think it's going to work just fine. Now I just got to take and put the second one on there. I've got to make me a little spacer, stick in between here on each side. set the next one on there, line it up. We're gonna take and put 2 pieces here, and there's gonna be a channel in the middle, and I'm actually gonna use a bigger bolt to bolt these 2 together. So there's gonna be 2 pieces here, actually 1 piece here, 2 pieces here, and I'm gonna put a bolt through and sandwich it together. So should turn out really good. Well, it's the next day. I didn't get a great lot done. It was hot. Camera started melting. And then my folks come in for the wedding, so I had to go run, get them settled in the hotel and get them dinner, that sort of thing. So let me show you what I got done so far. So I've got the sideboards on, and this is as far as I got yesterday. I have to take and build. Probably won't get it done today. It'll be on a later vlog. I've got to put some latches in there to pull those sides together. This lumber's all twisted, and you can see that board right there. If you look right down that board, it's all twisted. But I'm building it out of scrap, and I've got to take and get these 2, this one bolted on and that one bolted on. They're not going to come loose. So I'm going to take and set this camera up, let you guys kind of see me work here, and get it finished anyway. And then at a later date I'll show you how I'm going to put these 2 together right here. That's kind of what I was talking about earlier in the vlog. But it's coming along. Really changed the looks of the little trailer. Really made it look a whole lot more than it is, I guess. But I've got to get it done, and then I've got to go to town. The sun is coming up. We've got to go 2 hours away and set up for the wedding. Come back. I've got to cook some more, making my 15-pound potato salad. I got to get moving. At this point, I was running on very little sleep. We were running hard for about 2 weeks before this, so I didn't really even get to finish the project. I just had to get it to a stage to where I could use it to haul the chairs up to the venue. But the wedding came off really well. Everybody jumped in and helped out, all the family. You couldn't ask for a better group of people on both sides, the bride and the groom's family. We had a lot of good help, and it went really well. So far, I'm really impressed with this saw. Real important if your board has a cup. This one doesn't have one real bad, but if your board has a cup, say it's cupped like this, then you want to bolt from the bow. So you want to put your bolt in here and flatten it out, because if it's like this and you put the bolts in there, it's going to continue to go like that. If it's like this and you screw it down or you bolt it down, you always want to put your rainbow correct. Whether you're putting on a deck, sideboard, even when you're building headers, doesn't matter, you want your bow correct. So you want it like a rainbow. So you always want to look at your board and see where it's bowed it's kind of bowed this way, and it's kind of bowed this way, like this. So I'm going to throw that just like that. As I was finishing up this project, I had a lot of thoughts running through my mind. There was a lot of firsts this week and a lot of lasts this week. I've never had a child get married and move off, and let alone my daughter. We had a lot going on, but it just kept running through my mind that this would be the last time she was under our roof. And then there was a lot of firsts for her. She was super nervous. The next day when she got married, she was super nervous. And I cried a lot of tears before the wedding, during the wedding, and some after the wedding. It's now 7 o'clock, and I've got to clean up all this mess and get on the road because the neighbor coming in there. Place opens at 7:30, and we got to get up there as early as we can so I can get back here as quick as I can so that I can start cooking as early as I can. You get the picture. Got to get this cleaned up. It's kind of been a hodgepodge of a vlog. The trailer, the wedding, it's all kind of a hodgepodge, but hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed this. This right here cost about $60 to build. Put a little old rack on a trailer. If you take and you keep in mind, you know, where you drill at, how you position the bolts, you won't get that ratcheting action. But it really did turn out nice. I'm not totally done with it. I've got to put some closures on the side to pull all those together. I'll probably be taking this out there and cutting it down. So I've got to get this mess cleaned up. Appreciate y'all for stopping by. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, we'll see you down the road.